Alright, let's quickly go through part B. We have an NMOS this time. Source is connected to Vx and the same resistance divider. Now let us approach this question a little systematically. So there are two things we need to keep in mind. One, R1 and R2 varies. Another is Vx varies. We need to find out this drain current with respect to variation in Vx. For R1 and R2, we have some choices. One is R1 equals to R2. 2. R1 very small. 3. R2 very small. So let us approach these one by one. What happens when R1 is very small? When R1 is very small as compared to R2, this node voltage is comparable to VDD. This node voltage is basically VGS. Okay, just to simplify the problem a bit further, let us consider for the case where Vx is at one of the extremes, which is 0. Now for Vx equals to 0, when R1 is small, this node voltage is equivalent to this node voltage. That means there is a huge VGS across the transistor, and huge VGS means the transistor is on. What about the region? VDS is equals to VGS, so it is automatically in saturation region. Now what happens when R2 is very small as compared to R1? When R2 is very small, the voltage drop across the gate source junction is 0, and since it's 0, the transistor is not on. So when R2 is very small, the transistor is off. When R1 is very small, the transistor is on. Now consider the case where R1 is very small. In that case, we can draw the circuit like this. This is the case where R1 is very small, or we can also write R1 less than R2. This is R2. So now VGS is VDD minus Vx. VDS is also VDD minus Vx. So the transistor is in saturation. And what happens when this transistor is in saturation? Also, let us find out the limit or the value of Vx up till which there will be a current. For that, let us equate VGS to VTH. So VGS is VDD minus Vx equal to VTH N. So at Vx equals to 0, we'll have the maximum current. At Vx equals to VDD minus VTH N, we'll have minimum current. And as Vx increases further, the gate to source voltage will be less than the threshold voltage, so the transistor won't turn on. So the current will go to 0, and it will come down like this. This should be coming down parabolically. Why? Because generally in saturation region, the current equation is in saturation region, current Ix is a quadratic function of Vx. Okay, so this is one extreme. Let us consider the other extreme where R2 is 0. So in this case, there won't be any current in the circuit because VGS itself is 0. Now let us consider R1 equals to R2. Here VGS will be VDD by 2 for Vx equals to 0. And we know that the threshold voltage is around 0.7 volts and VDD is around 3 volts. So VGS is 1.5 volts, which is greater than 0.7 volts. So at Vx equals to 0, there will be a current. Now as Vx increases further, the current will die down, and at one point the current will go to 0. And how to find that point out? VGS is VDD by 2 minus Vx. Now remember, this is for the case where Vx equals to 0. So VGS was VDD by 2. Now let us consider a general solution where VGS is VDD by 2 minus Vx. Again, like the previous one, we'll equate it with VTHN, and we'll see that at Vx equals to VDD by 2 minus VTHN, the current will die down to 0. Alright, so this is how the current will essentially look like. At Vx equals to 0, there will be a maximum current. It will die down quadratically, and at some voltage Vx Th, the current will go to 0. For the cases where R1 equals to R2 and where R1 equals to 0, we know for R2 equals to 0, there won't be any current in the circuit. It will be 0 because the VGS is 0. Now let us find out this value in terms of R1 and R2. So from the so let us draw the circuit for it. VA, just like the previous part, there won't be any gate current. So just apply the current equation, VDD minus VA by R1 equals to VA minus Vx by R2. So VDD R2 minus VA R2 equals to VA R1 minus Vx R1. VDD R2 minus Vx R1 equals to VA R1 plus R2. VA equals to VDD R2 minus Vx R1 by, this will be plus R1 plus R2. So VGS should be VA minus Vx, which is nothing but VDD R2 plus Vx R1 by R1 plus R2 minus Vx, which should be VDD R2 plus minus Vx R2 by R1 plus R2. Okay, we didn't really have to do this. So we didn't really have to do this much calculation. It was quite apparent from this. The total voltage drop is VDD minus Vx. So VGS would be R2 by R1 plus R2 times that total voltage drop. So anyways, this is our VGS. To find out this voltage, we need to equate our VGS to VTH. So, and this becomes VXTH. So VXTH becomes VDD minus VTH of N R2 plus R1 by R2, which is R1 by R2 plus 1. So now you must remember from the previous part, this value had R2 in the numerator and R1 in the denominator, because in that case VGS was this voltage, because it was a PMOS here. In this part, this is an NMOS, so VGS is this one, so this voltage has R1 in the numerator. So we got this, and we know that the transistor won't go into triode because this is our VDS, which is VDD minus Vx, and this is our VGS. Between VDS and VGS there is a drop. So if the transistor is on, it will always be the case that VDS is this voltage drop above VGS if the transistor is on. I'll repeat, if the transistor is on, if it is not off, VDS will always be a voltage drop above VGS. In that case, VDS is automatically greater than VGS minus VTH. So the transistor will always be in saturation. So in conclusion, if the transistor is on, it is in saturation. If it is off, it is off, there is no current. But if it is on, it's in saturation. It won't go into triode because there is this voltage drop difference between the VDS and VGS by virtue of the circuit configuration, right? So let us find out Ix. If the transistor is on, Ix will be mu n CoX W by 2L, the saturation current equation, VGS minus VTH square. R2 minus VTH square. This between 0 and VDD minus VTH n 1 plus R1 by R2. So this is how the current and the threshold voltages look like in general for general values of R1 and R2. And we have seen for the special cases R1 equals to R2 and another special case where R1 is equals to 0. So if you remember, in the previous video I had mentioned that I'll talk about the triode region operation of this PMOS transistor. So just like this one, this transistor won't go to triode if it's on. If VSG is greater than VTHP, it is in saturation. If VSG is less than VTHP, there is no current, but if it's on, it's in saturation. So here I've rigged up a simple test bench to experiment with different values of R1 and R2 and different ranges of Vx. In the future, most probably I'll have some tutorials about how to use LT-Spice and how to plot different voltages, different currents in a transistor, how to write a netlist, and all that stuff. So until then,